Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? We'll get started here in a few minutes. Let everybody populate in. Remember, I'm broadcasting on YouTube and Instagram. You can watch me on either format. Good morning, guys. Good to see everyone. Question stickers still in the comment box. Oh, it's cold there, Abby. It's shitty and rainy here. Been raining for 2 days, about 50 degrees. Yep. Get your little Ohio love down there in Texas. Guys, while we're waiting for people to populate in, let me know what your plans are for the weekend. Anything exciting for the holiday weekend? We'll start in like 30 seconds, guys. And if you don't like the Instagram format, jump over to @StudentAlpha on what's up, Morgan, over on YouTube, and you can watch the horizontal format there. All right, let's get started, folks. Happy 26th Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. Just a real quick recap here. Let me move this so you can see that on Instagram. There you go. So here's your trading schedule for the holiday weekend. Of course, we're closed tomorrow. Black Friday has limited hours, 9:30 to 1 p.m., and we're regular hours today. I didn't pull the futures data. It's going to be in and around that. There's probably about a 95% chance I'm not going to do a live on Black Friday, right? The trading volume's usually pretty stupid low. It's almost not even worth trading. So as of now, this is my last day this week. Unless I get a burr in my saddle and decide to just bullshit with you guys Friday, but probably not. So just be aware of this as a trader. Let's talk about initial jobless claims. The data came in today. I think expectations were 225,000. It came in at 216,000. So, which is relatively bullish for the markets. And I think what we're probably going to see is a sell-off in the morning and then a buyback. Remember, we saw that yesterday. If you traded, sold down and then ripped. Probably going to see the similar. So, yeah. And then next week we'll have more data and we'll have regular market volume. This is irregular market volume this week. It's a low volume week, even on this bounce back, which is bullish divergence, which means it could be a bull trap. When you have price increasing and volume decreasing, that usually signals reversal. So we need, in order to continue upwards, beginning of the week needs to confirm bullish volume. Otherwise, this was a bull trap the whole time. Am I saying the game is rigged? What do you think? Do you guys think the stock market's rigged? If your answer is no, I got some oceanfront property to sell you over here in Ohio. All right, so anyway, question stickers, throw them in the comment box. Let's get into the report. Jump over here and we'll talk about ES. Let me adjust Instagram so you guys can see the prices. That's always nice. If you're on YouTube, you don't have a problem seeing it. Horizontal or landscape versus portrait. All right, guys, here we go. Let's fly through this thing. Questions, tickers, throw them in the comment box. Let's rock and roll. Guys, these numbers I give you are key because they're support and resistance and price. Open price 67.81, high day 68.11, top of the diamond, guys. Lower day 67.77, resistance at high day. If that diamond breaks 68.50 right now, this would have been a hell of a short. That would have paid $25. I did not take it, but I'm just saying, mean reversion, right? We're long above the white line at 67.84. Traders, we're looking for a buy right off that VWAP. We'll have to take that down to 1 minute on the second read, more than likely. Otherwise, we want to see this recross for the double signal. Mean reversion levels are definitely 7,000 and then below 6,500. All right, RTY M2K. I'm going to try to fly through this. I'm going to try to fly. Oh, look at that. You think after years of doing this, I'd be better at manipulating my charts instead of fumble fingering. All right, RTY M2K. These are still Z contracts, guys. This will be the last day we trade Z contracts. Metals have already rolled over, but indices have not in my brokerage, so we're trading them. Open price 24.71, high day 24.83. Look at that short. Look at that. It almost touched. I mean, that was pretty good. I think 2,500 is a short level right now. If we see it again. Anyway, resistance high day, and then that 2,500 support low a day in 24.45. The bias long above 24.65. We do have the VWAP over top. So if we get a signal here, we're going to have to consider taking profit shorter than our 10 or holding through the bounce that you get at VWAPs, right? Mean inversions are 2,300 and 2,600, and yes, I do like... The 2,600 is going to be a large mean reversion. I do like 2,500 right now as a mean reversion for 10. If that happens in my war room, I'll trade it that way. Again, I think we sell off here in the morning and then buy back. Going to be probably a repeat of yesterday's data dump. Let's get into gold, folks. XAU, the underlier, subtract 35 from the futures numbers. We're trying to flip bias here in gold. It will not flip. It has not flipped, even though we're sub-bias price. Open price 41.67, high day 42.09, low a day 41.63, resistance at high day and 42.50, support at low a day and 41.50. The bias is long above 41.85. We'll actually have to drop down here near 41.50 in order to pull those hourly EMAs through. So again, probably a drop and bounce. So we want to look for signals lower. As of right now, down here is your read, and it's up against that 4,200 diamond, which makes it tough. But shorting this zone, look at this. If you would have shorted 4,200 with a stop loss at 10 to 15 points wide, you just made 25. Right? So that's how that mean reverting I don't have a green box up here. That'd be a green box mean reversion. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I post these in my Discord, guys. Benefit of trading with me. So, all right. And the daily is long. So we're going to be waiting for this signal. It's going to be the same thing happening. We're going to be up against the VWAP. Right now, this orange line is the VWAP. You can see it was support. It broke, reclaimed it, broke again, and now it's resistance. VWAPs are very important. They are very, very important. Let me make sure I'm monitoring. There we go. Lost my Instagram monitor so I can make sure I answer your questions, entertain you at will. We do this report if you're new here for about 15 minutes. I'll be on for another few minutes. So just talking about the futures trades, my swing trades, my pre-market volume leaders. I'm answering your questions. So throw them in there, folks. All right. They're all doing the same thing, although we're getting a VWAP support here in silver. I like this as a buy. Partial and partial right there. Partial now, partial right there. I talk about this all the time, guys. That trade is happening right now. So it would look like right now, it would look something like that. And then you'd add it on the way up if you think it's bullish. You drop this down to the 1 minute. Buy that support, half your leverage, add to it on the confirmed cross of my fancy green line. There you go. You're welcome. Free trade for you. Mind your risk here, though. If it breaks that VWAP, you got to wait for it to re-break it. Anyway, silver, 51.75 is your open price. High a day, 52.93. Right at that $53 diamond up here. And then it sold off and paid you 60 cents. That's a massive, massive, massive day, guys. 60 cents on leverage is a lot. We normally hunt 10. In this high volatility period, we're hunting 15 to 20 usually. Bias is well into long. You can see it above my white line. So we're looking for longs today. Mean reversion levels are 50 and 55. 53 was a mean reversion for light, and 54 will be, but 55 will be big. Probably looking for, normally looking for 10 to 20 cents. We're going to be looking for 50 to 75 at 55. It'll be I'll call it when it happens. All right. And these are, you can see H26 contracts. Let's get into platinum. Guys, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I've called this 15,712 times to buy it at 1,500. And if you didn't buy it at 1,500 to swing trade it, I can't help you. Anyway, open price 1564, high day 1581, low day 1545, resistance high day in 1600, which is TP1 for me, 1700 is TP2 on my buy at 1500. Current price, you can see, is 1575. We're long above 67, but the daily's still short. Guys, if metals maintain, all three metals, if they maintain their high of day, yes, if they maintain their high of day at close, we're going to flip the daily back long. All right. The 918 oscillators are in positive territory, 24, 24. And of course, just like I called oversold, they can be overbought at above 60. I'll monitor that for you. And if we get a bullish rally next week, I'll call the reversal. And we love when that happens at those mean reversion levels, guys. Take it to the bank. VIX has dropped to 18, back into slow buying and out of selling. Tesla is currently 425. NVIDIA is 178. Put your questions or tickers down there. I'm going to get to them in 10 seconds. BBAI is 624. QBTS is 2259. If you didn't buy these support zones that I diligently called for you guys, you've missed the trades. Ethereum's 2922. You'll get the full report if you're a Discord member. You get this full report. I put it in there. If you can't take notes as fast as I take, and I'm not reading everything that's in my report, right? So folks in my group have the benefit of seeing this. And if you want to learn how to do this, I offer a money back guarantee on my course, which nobody does. Join my free Discord, and then I have a 7-day VIP free trial to trade with me. We're putting out a Black Friday special too, guys. Stay tuned. All right, let me see what questions or tickers you guys have before I get to my pre-market volume leader, which is pretty interesting. We'll talk about it. In my free Discord, guys, I post my pre-market volume leaders where you can trade those. At least get the details. But to trade it live, you got to join my war room. Let's see what you got here. We're getting tickers, checking. Ryan Lee over on YouTube, one of my traders, partial in ES at the VWAP. Good job, man. It's a split trade. Let's look at it. Yes. Partial here. I think, Ryan, I think your stop losses. So the thing that is tough about this trade is you got diamond oscillation. We're in around that 6,800, right? So if you partialed in, we'll say here, 10-point stop loss. It's going to put you down here. 10-point take profit is inside high a day, which I like. Minimize your risk if you want. Go below that wick for 2 points. So you're going to be, there you go. Of course, as you know, brother, we will talk about it in our trading war room. So, but I like the trade, bro. Good job. Good job. It's one of the 4 setups that I look for in my trading war room when I coach guys through. All right, see what other tickers you guys have, questions you guys have. You have slightly different prices. You might be on a different contract. My broker is still running Z contracts. You might have rolled forward, which is fine. The read's going to be the read. What really matters is the underlying when SPX opens at Bill. So check which contracts you're on. I mean, I could forcibly change this. I'm going to do a trading view instructional video, free workshop for my folks on how to, manipulate all this stuff, how you change that contract, how to use all the cool bells and whistles, how you do stuff like this, how you know what I mean? I'm going to show people how to manipulate TradingView. And guys, listen, I make no money from saying this. TradingView.com right now is offering their Black Friday special. It's the only time during the year they give 80% off. Buy it. I buy it every year. I buy it every year. If you want to learn how to do technical analysis or be able to move these charts and use them and throw lines and measurements on there, you want to buy it. It's the best. It's like $200 for all year. I mean, they cut it down by 80%. You can't beat it, folks. All right, let me get in my pre-market volume leader. Then I'm going to head to my traders that pay to trade with me. And we all make money together. And it's fun. All right. So, Amaze is a pre-market volume leader with a move up of 48% on news of 350,000 shares bought by an insider. Guys, insider buying is bullish. They know something. Okay. Previous day close was 35 cents where the bottom of our fib is. Pre-market high was 55 cents where the top of our fib goes. And then my area of interest is this green box, which we're tapping into between 42 and 46 cents. Looking for my signal inside that. We do have to monitor the VWAP because we're below the VWAP. When I did this and the report price was up here, felt the VWAP would break, come into our discount zone and run back up. So we can get down in here. There is 10% to that VWAP, but listen. I almost called this a bet to zero. I almost did it. At 40 cents, you're willing to buy a few shares and then just let it run to zero because this thing was fucking $10 in June. And that's a post-split price. I didn't have time to dig into exactly why it's dropped off, but if it rounds the corner, this thing could run. This could be a crazy hold. So, but you want to dig in and do your own diligence. So I'm looking at it. Actually, it's getting ready to give the signal right now. So, but I'll wait. I'll see if I can get my signal inside the green box. Of course, I've posted this already in my free Discord. Go check it out. Links in the bio. Come trade with me. Guys, come trade with me all next week for free. Just join my Get VIP and keep an eye out for my Black Friday specials. We're going to get those pushed out in stories and whatnot. So otherwise, guys, thanks for being regulars. And have a good Thanksgiving. I'll be back Monday. Yeah. You're in paper today long off the VWAP, Jesse. That's why you trade with me, bro. Good job. You guys have a good one.